The following podcast may be explicit. One Joe Young presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. After chasing Drummond and losing him once again, our party learns a small amount of information about the lost city of Balance. After a brief stay, they set off back towards Kingsbury, eager to find Drummond once again. Enjoy the podcast.
Hi, and welcome to the Shed for Adventures from the Shed. Find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com and elsewhere. We're back in the Shed playing our A New Frontier campaign set in Dungeon World rules. We'll get back into the game after we say hi to these folks sitting around the table. How about you first?
Hi, I am your pizza-filled Mike Robertson. I am playing Laramie Burnsteel, Paladin Josiah.
Go Joe.
Go Joe.
Go, Joe.
And this is Kurt. I am playing Breton the Ranger, and I have so much pizza in my belly that I think it's a baby.
Oof.
Oh, I'm just rubbing it. I'm rubbing my
Let
belly.
me know if it kicks. We'll pause.
All right, this is Chris. I'm playing Uriel the Immolator, and pineapple belongs on pizza.
Yeah.
Even if it's hot.
That is
Oh, it's definitely hot if Uriel's eating
that's
it.
a setup. Oh, my gosh. All right, this is Joe, and I shouldn't talk about this because there will be blood. Now, I am the game master for this game. We're going to continue where we were, and if there's any guess for anyone listening, I do not think pineapple belongs on a pizza. Therefore, we're going to get a quick recap of what we did last time from Mike.
Okay, so last time on Adventures from the Shed, the party followed Drummond into a underground city, and the underground city seemed to be behind some magical rock walls, and in following Drummond to another little magical area, we found all the loot from Kingsbury and the slaves. However, Drummond knew we were coming, and we had a brief fight with some archers, and then Drummond got away. And when we asked one of the dead people where Drummond probably was, he said that we could get there by a well in the middle of town. And after letting the slave captive people go, we tried to go into town, and the people were surprised to see someone new, as they have been in this town forever without anything changing.
The dead guy also told us that, I can't remember what you asked, but who
the
runs this
boss?
town?
Who runs the gang? Who's the leader
runs
of
the gang?
gang?
And he told us that a really old wizard.
Really,
Yeah.
really
Ran
old.
Hmm.
Like super old.
Super old.
Yeah.
But he was, shot through the throat, so it might not have been crystal
He
clear.
was shot through the heart, and you're to blame.
Yes.
That's true. Because I do give love a bad name.
Still don't put pineapple on pizza. So we're at the well.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up the bucket.
It comes up, and it is water. And it is, do you taste it?
I taste it.
It is the freshest, clearest water you think, like fresher and clearer than could possibly exist.
This water is amazing. It's so good. It reminds me of pineapple on pizza.
Oh my God.
I'll get some of that water, and then I'll start to tying a rope so we can climb down into the well.
And so who drinks the water?
I drink the water.
I drink it.
You drink it. Okay.
I mean, if it's the most refreshing water ever,
Well
I would drink it
saved,
too.
When Laramie drinks it, you get the impression that that Uriel is exaggerating. It's nothing special. It tastes like it came from the ground. There's just like a hint of rock flavor in it.
I mean, it's watery, I guess.
It's wet.
and,
wet.
and Breton, for you, it tastes delicious as well. Like possibly the best water you've ever had.
Told you.
I mean, this
This is like, I mean, it's
We should bottle this up.
it's not too hot. It's not too cold.
just
It's
right.
not too
the
acidic.
Goldilocks
It's not
water.
too basic.
The water gives you that feeling like you thought you were out of arrows, but when you reach the quiver, there's another one. The water gives you that feeling when you drink it.
This is everything I ever wanted from water.
I mean, I taste again because I'm like, this there's nothing. I don't know.
Drink from this side of the bucket.
Can I ask the water to marry me?
Yeah, you can.
I'm going to marry it.
It agrees, and we've got 56 minutes of a marriage coming up. It's promising to be a moist wedding.
Oh, moist.
It's one of the most uncomfortable words for no particularly good reason.
I'd like to picture like you look out into the crowd and half of it is like normal humanoids and the other half are just like 50 buckets.
That's funny. There's like a water
Buckets.
weird and an elemental.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the Wonder Twins. One of them can only take the shape of water,
There you go.
right? And the other one's what? Animal.
An eagle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Form of a giant eagle.
Yes.
Form of a bucket of ice.
So is the crowd still hanging around, kind of like, what are these guys up to?
Oh
kind of
yeah, they're
thing?
mystified as to.
So
who and
who's
what
it? Number
you is.
7. Number 7.
7 is that?
Could you have the mayor?
It's not number 7. It's 7.
Oh, hey, 7.
7.
Could
That's
you,
not his name though. Just so you know, they're very specific. They don't have names.
He's like a board.
He's just 7.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
designation.
He is 7. He is
Yeah.
not called 7.
Okay, 7. Can you have the mayor come down?
He'll
Can you go get-
probably be here any moment. You didn't have permission to get water.
Oh, you need permission to get water.
Well, I think you do
Why do we need permission?
because you don't live here. You're not from here,
Okay.
and we have designated water times,
Oh,
and
there's-
food times, and you're
You guys are
you're
like that's-
breaking rules. Maybe
Rules were made to be
what do
broken.
You
so
all
we're
right?
gonna-
You know what a rule?
by the time we're gonna come back to this place in like 5 years, it's gonna be like total chaos.
It's gonna be. They've been
mean-
living in beige goodness
Bunch of redheads.
for centuries.
I mean, if we can't drink the water, climbing down into the water is going to be a bad thing. So we ought to do that real quick here.
You got the rope going.
Is that what you're gonna
Yeah.
do?
I'm going to tie that rope and like just climb down into the well.
Yeah, we got to
Gonna
make sure.
tie one on and jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to make sure we can't.
Can I
all
send
go
Cloud the
down.
other way and have her start barking to distract everyone while we go down the well?
Yeah, they're really wondering what the heck that thing is.
So, is the idea to distract people so they don't see you go down the well?
I think
Do you
that-
want to do that?
I don't think that's going to happen, but you can try.
Well, I mean, if we're getting to a roll, I want to know what the roll.
I mean,
about.
yeah.
I can have a better distraction.
Set Cloud on fire and have her barking.
Fluffy.
Well, I mean, really, if you want to make a plan out of this,
I mean,
before
if we're
you
going
climb
in the
into
well, we might as well at least try to distract people before
Okay.
we go down. Because
So tell me what you're going to do, and let's figure out what we need to roll to make it happen.
Laramie is correct that it is not going to be looked upon kindly.
I mean, how far down is the water? Like, we can see the water, right?
10 feet,
All right.
maybe.
I mean, I might need
It's far enough that you
rope.
can't.
I was gonna say, let's just jump.
You can't reach it. It's out of reach. You have to use a bucket.
All right, so does it look? So it's only 10 feet down. Does it look? How do the walls though? Does it look like we could climb out without use of rope?
Maybe it wouldn't be easy.
Okay. I guess we're gonna have to toss the rope down there.
Think
so
of the
we can try
regular
to do it.
cobblestone-looking,
Yeah,
well type of thing.
Yeah.
Not really good handholds, but you could probably make it out. You are, after all, Dungeon World characters.
Yeah.
So
Level
there's a
7
chance.
dungeon.
Toss the
World
rope
characters.
down anyway.
All right.
Just for
Yeah, I'll
just
toss
in
the rope
case.
down and then, like, hop in there.
Are we distracting before this happens?
Yeah, I could have some like lanterns explode or something, or kick off some whatever.
We are the chaos.
You can just drop a fireball on the other side of town.
I don't want to do that.
You guys are planning to descend into the center of the largest symbol of balance ever, and you're going to make lanterns explode.
Well, just
I
kinda
like it.
They're not looking. Yeah, they're busy dealing with lanterns.
Okay.
We're chaotic neutral.
I hadn't actually talked about alignments in a while. What are the alignments that you chose?
Neutral.
Neutral.
I figured chaotic would have been too much for my guy.
Yeah.
I'm neutral as well.
Yeah. And
Well, I could have went evil.
I
on
am
this.
You pick lawful. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've corrupted Mike.
I mean,
Laramie.
I personally would not recommend blowing things up and down, but you're not running this by me, so it's fine.
By the way, let me just say I knew the alignment of your characters, and hopefully now I can say it sound obvious. That's the reason the water tasted different. As you selected
That's right,
neutral, and you're in a place that is in perfect balance. Yet as a lawful character, it doesn't quite add up to true neutral water. Now, granted, it's kind of unfair because you can't pick neutral when you're the paladin.
Well,
but
I probably
Yeah.
wouldn't either. I don't know.
So tell me what you're doing to make the distraction happen so we can figure out what the role is.
I'm going to use my Zuko style to bend flame to my well. So I'm going to have like...
That's Freudian. Bend flame to your well.
I'm not going to have it explode. Or maybe I'll have one of the lanterns like really flare up so they got to go check it out kind of thing. I don't necessarily want to hurt anybody.
Okay, let's try it out.
So we'll see
what
if
happens.
I can pull this off.
And you still have a -1.
All right, so I'm at a 10 then instead of 11.
Okay, so 10 is a success.
Yeah, that works.
The flame or the lantern, one of the ones that is burning because others are just glowing.
Yeah.
One that is burning, it does flare up, and when that happens, that whooshing fire sound, it draws the attention of others, and because of your roll, it will be enough for you guys to make a splash.
All right.
Does Cloud jump into wells?
It's pretty
I
stubborn.
mean, I was
Yeah.
thinking I'd just grab Cloud and then just jump in holding Cloud.
Is she that comfortable with Laramie?
Washing the dog.
I mean, it would be a quick thing. So, like, whether she likes it or not,
That's true.
I think it should be
down in the.
Defy danger for that move.
I think that you guys have been around long enough with each other. I think it would happen, but it could cause complications as we get farther into the water. All right, you guys jump down into the water.
Gotcha.
Sploosh.
How deep does it feel? Can we feel the bottom?
You can't feel the bottom with your feet. Nor with your momentum that carried you down maybe 10 feet into the water as well.
Okay.
I'll let Cloud go as soon as we hit the water.
What would Cloud do at that point?
I
The
mean,
bubbles hit the top and you hear bark, bark, bark.
Doggy paddle.
So we're probably going to have to swim further down to find some passageway. I don't think it's going to be like right in this.
I guess is there any kind of light, like any kind of like phosphorescent
No.
fungus?
It's
All
just darker the farther down you go.
I'll cast light on like my shoulder or something.
Okay.
Something that would be above the water,
Okay.
and hopefully light it up, and then swim to.
Let's
towards
cast
something.
that spell. Let's see what happens
All
with
right.
that light.
I don't know how much underwater swimming Cloud is going to be able to do.
Cast your light
All right.
on my shoulder.
So that would be normally a 9 + 1, which would be a 10. But we have a -1, so it'd just be a 9.
You want to take... Kurt's got 3 chips. He wants to give one up so we don't get burned on anything right now.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. All right.
We'll fail something else, then
Yeah.
we'll get it back.
Good wording, so we don't get burned on
Hey.
anything right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to get burned later when it matters.
So there's light from Laramie's shoulder. What's the right word for that? Is that a pauldron?
Pauldron. Yeah.
The shoulder armor?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Pauldron?
Pauldron.
Pauldron. We're going to say it is. So that's lit up. That means there's light inside the well where there isn't normally. So your distraction is going to fade soon if you don't do something. What
We're
else?
start swimming.
Just going to swim down?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, is
Oh, check the
the
near. Yeah,
walls.
check the walls first. In this area. Discern
yeah, I'll-
reality, I guess.
Now, if you want, let's go ahead and if you want to do a discern reality, go ahead. If you want to just ask the question of does the wall look weird? No, it does not.
Does it feel weird? Look weird?
can I do my high five around the wall?
Yeah.
You can, and it does nothing. I
Okay.
mean, discern realities is a good role here to find questions or to get me to answer questions truthfully that aren't just do the walls look weird.
All right. Can we do some kind of combo discern reality? Because I think we'd all
You
be
can.
discerning.
We'd all be searching.
Yeah. Now, in that case, I can do what I did before. Each of you roll a die, and we'll take the top 2 of the 3.
Or I'd just throw it on the floor.
Deuce.
Yeah.
Might be the
Roll
loser
it
this
on
time.
the
3.
ground.
Not
All
doing
right,
too
roll
good.
5 and you win this time. All
6.
right. So 6 and 3
Yep.
is 9. And what is wisdom total in this group?
I have 1.
I got a +2.
3.
1, 2, and 3 is 6. So I guess we could take a third of that, which would be 2. So we add 2 to the 9, and that would be
11.
enough.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a lot of effort.
Yeah, that's too much math.
But I
After
like
pizza.
that. I like that each person gets to contribute, or at least try.
It only worked because of the pineapple.
All right, so you failed. And
Son of a... I just burned the whole place down.
all right, so this is kind of fast-paced. You're all, let's call it, I won't say frantically, but quickly looking around, trying to figure something out. Give me your 3 questions. Each of you, give me a question.
I mean,
off
what-
of discern reality.
What here isn't what it appears to be would probably be mine.
Okay.
And then
Let me rephrase that a little bit to what here isn't what you expected, and that there is nothing you can see or discern would be some kind of entrance or exit to go anywhere else. It does seem like a well. It's just water down there and walls and stuff.
Okay. I mean,
What here is useful or valuable to me?
What here is useful or valuable? You see, on the walls there is like it's cobblestone, and some of the cobblestones have the symbol, the balance symbol on them, and those are not beneath the water, only above the water. If the when you guys splash, when the water goes up to where those symbols are, it kind of just rolls off like Teflon. It doesn't stick to the wall above that, the current water line. Wherever those symbols are, the water doesn't stay.
What should be able to look out for?
well, sharks.
There's
Sharks in the well.
no, I started to say there's. The rest of that was there's something in the water beneath you. Apparently, now they are well sharks.
Sharks are in the well.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun,
We are in the well.
dun, dun,
How many of those symbols are there?
Dun, 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 going to need a bigger boat. What?
How many of those symbols are there? Is it just like one?
Yeah, I
pile
mean,
or-
it's like a handful. It's like they kind of define a water line.
okay. I want to try pressing on it first, I guess.
They don't do anything really. So I guess the other part to that, I'll explain a little more, because whether that's useful or valuable, I'm going to make it useful. They stop the water from going any higher than that spot.
That's
And
what
you kind of
spill out.
discern that's what they're there for. So there's no way that this would overflow and flood if there's
Yeah.
too much water at the source. So it's just some kind of magical barrier.
All right. Still
But
think
there
we
is
need to
something
go
in the water below you.
We
swimming.
notice it, or we do not notice it.
Oh, you do. That's what you should be on the lookout for.
All right. Something down here with
It's
us.
big.
How big is it? Like swallow us whole?
This-
Swallow
how
all three of
big-
us whole big?
How big are well sharks?
Yeah, pretty-
Clearly, it's a freshwater thing, whatever. It is. It's a really big, dark shape. You didn't think it was a thing that was alive until you realized it was moving beneath you.
I still think this water's solid, like 7 out of 10 at best.
You guys really beefed up the water.
All right.
I mean, do we know that it's a bad thing under us? Could it maybe be a mermaid?
That's something to be on the lookout for.
I'd be on the lookout for a mermaid.
Okay.
I pulled my sword out and just like duck down into the water to try
Are
to
you
see
able to talk
what
with
it is.
animals?
I am. I think I can even talk with extraplanar creatures.
Bretton, see if you can get some,
Oh, no.
maybe get some actual information from the thing in the well instead of these guys hanging out here.
Could be.
I can speak with and understand animals.
Okay.
I don't know if it's an animal, but I could try to say, "We come in peace. We're all friends here.
Let's try it.
I brought cupcakes."
Go in the water with your
Cakes sound amazing.
wet cupcakes.
Well, we're in the water,
Well,
right?
they're hostess cupcakes, so they don't get wet. They're
That's-
just, yeah.
Soak up this water with this.
Sorry, hostess.
We don't taste
I would
good.
accept a sponsorship.
Oh, yeah.
Some,
Twinkies and pizza.
Do I have to roll for this?
you?
It's just talking with animals, right?
Yeah, wild empathy.
Yeah. Then you just talk with animals. So you go down into the water and you talk. What do you say?
Blub, blub, blub.
We come in peace. We're not here to hurt you. Where,
Ask if there's another way out of
yeah,
here.
where I was gonna say, where's the exit? Is there an exit?
Excuse me. There is a very smooth but powerful voice that responds. Everyone else, you just kind of hear a rumble in the water. And Breton hears, you are at the exit.
Then where's the entrance?
Then where's the entrance?
Like, where did he come from?
You are at the entrance.
Son of a bitch. One of those guys.
Since I'm just hearing rumbling, I am.
No, you
looking- I'm
definitely
looking for,
recognize its responses to Breton, because you hear Breton blurble stuff, and then you hear a response. You just don't understand.
We ask if there's anything further down the well. Further
Sure.
passageway further down.
Is there anything further down the well?
No.
He's lying. Look at him. He's
Are you lying?
Can I see, like, looking around, because I have the glowing pauldron. I want to be looking for, like, maybe another place to surface other than the well itself.
No. Nothing you can see.
All right. I mean, he's frantically looking because he can't speak to this thing.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions you want?
Maybe we weren't supposed to go in the well.
Well,
Well,
no.
Now
well, no.
we got a really wet
Do you know who
dog.
Drummond is? What about this old wizard? I don't know.
You're
I
not.
mean, obviously, he's
Yeah,
intelligent.
ask who.
You're not supposed to be here.
I was gonna say, can we ask who it is that we're talking to? Who is it with
I'm
whom I
number
speak?
one.
I'm number one. I'm the big number 2 in the well.
We got a floater.
Again, I mean, the answer would be,
Jeez.
I am the keeper of the well.
Your water is amazing. Thomas' water's amazing.
Your water is amazing.
I've been filtering it for 1,000 years.
Good job, buddy. All right, I think this.
I mean, is there another way out of the well water other than the well itself? Like that?
Where's the source of the well water?
Well, what's the right answer for that from this guy? It is from the earth.
All right. I think we're gonna have
There's
to hop
no
out.
other place.
So there's nowhere we can go in here other than out the top.
Yeah, I guess. we're-
I wouldn't have been in here for 1,000 years if there was another way out.
All right. Let's climb on out.
Nice to talk to someone, though.
It's been real.
Yeah.
Hey, Laramie, you gonna get the wolf?
I don't suppose you have a big shrinking ray, do you?
Not this level, I guess.
We only have a small enlarging ray for our Johnsons. Let's go as well.
Got jamming on the Johnson.
All right, I guess we'll surface again so we can talk to each other. I don't know,
And at
fellas.
this point, when you
I-
come up, there's just people all around the edge of the well just looking down at what's going on.
Like I feel typically when I do that whole speak with dead thing, they don't usually lie. So I mean,
And what did he say exactly?
said there was another way into that room, and it was in the well
At the center of
at
town.
the center of town.
Yeah.
Are we sure this is the right well?
I mean, it seemed like
You're definitely at the center of town. There's no question about it. Now, I will point out that he didn't say you have to jump in the well and swim to the entrance. And I'll also mention that what you know about Drummond, he doesn't seem like he'd be a good swimmer.
Yeah, dwarves usually aren't.
Yeah. So I'll just point that out. So it may not be that you'd have to jump in and swim.
Maybe if we just stand here when we're perfectly in balance, we'll get where we need to go.
Is Drummond capable of that? Who knows? Yeah. As you guys are having a short chat, you see above you, because remember it's about 10 feet up. One side, circles don't have sides, but anyway, one side of the circle, the people separate, and you see essentially Gandalf look down at you, right? That's the picture of the old dude you should have. He's even older, extra wrinkles. He has this look, and his eyes are almost like glowing a white glow in the center. Excuse me. And he puts a hand up, mumbles a few words, and the water starts to rise. And you guys rise with the water. When you get near the top, he says, "Get out and come with me.
all right,
All right,
that fella looked mad.
Do you have a real name, sir?
I'm the mayor." Sir,
What's your name?
let us go.
All right,
Quickly.
Oh, he doesn't want to.
I
He doesn't want to give in the whole name thing to the people around him.
I push a
gotcha.
dog out of the top, then climb out.
All right.
Thanks, Laramie.
He makes a couple of motions behind him, which are clearly indications for people to clean up the water that's been spilled around here. And they start to clean up.
Okay.
He leads you towards outside of the big symbol on the ground, away from the well. There are a couple of larger buildings, and he leads you to one of the two larger buildings there, kind of like maybe a town hall or where he lives or something. You get in the door. He shuts the door behind you, and he's just like standing there. And he's about 7 feet tall, but wizard tall, gangly, kind of. He's not really imposing, just impressive. And he's just staring at you like steaming and doesn't say a word.
Hello, sir. I am Laramie Burnsteel, Paladin.
Paladin of Josiah, I know.
Go, Joe.
What are you doing here?
I mean,
We were on the path of this dwarf named Drummond, who apparently enslaved a bunch of people from Kingsbury and stole a bunch of loot from town. So we were trying to find him because he's just not an up-and-up kind of person. And I got some past with him. We also lost our druid, so if you find like a female druid around here, she could be in a couple different forms, so who knows.
She is being kept safe until next week.
Uh-huh.
oh,
So who are you again?
The mayor.
Yeah, how long you been hanging around here?
Well, about 1,000 years.
And what's your real
1,000
name?
years.
I don't remember.
It's one of those guys.
Yes, it's been quite some time.
So what's the purpose of the city? Why?
Now, let me take a diversion for a moment because I wanted to see if any memories spark. When we were underneath the city a while ago, and we had the whole menagerie thing with the skeletons and all that. Who read the books? Somebody was looking through the books.
Not me,
down
because I
there.
wasn't here for those ones.
Yeah, that could have been
There either.
Bridget's character.
Lenore.
Let's say,
I'm not sure if I ever.
let's say that Uriel recalls a drawing of a person who looked just like this in one of those books down there.
That was in Harak, though.
Yeah.
Oh, you look familiar. You look like You ever been to Harak in the past 1,000 years?
Yeah, well, longer than that, I suppose.
To the northeast of here, like way far.
Beautiful mountains with a really nice valley.
Very nice, yes. I remember I used to come up through the middle and settle.
I usually
and
come up
settle
through the
in
middle
Harak.
too.
Yes.
Everybody seems to come through the middle.
And then I settled in Harak for quite some time.
Yes.
Found my way down below.
What
and
brought
did
you
a
to
fair
this?
amount of experimenting.
So what brought you to this place? Like this
Time.
location?
Time. I believe time did it.
I mean,
did you choose to come to this location, or you were transported here somehow?
I don't remember.
What do you remember about your time in Harak with the menagerie of strange creatures?
There were several things created that escaped and several that did not.
But was that your doing, or was somebody asking you to do those things?
A little from column A, a little from column B.
But was it your idea or somebody else's idea to create?
Yes. You are correct.
Both.
Yes.
Does Drummond work for you?
Yeah, do you know?
In a way, yes. He mostly works for the agents of evil. You aren't supposed to be here. This isn't your time.
Well,
You are disrupting.
well, that's kind of our thing.
You are disrupting the lost city of balance, and they don't know it yet.
well, I mean, like, if this is a balanced place, then why shouldn't we be there if the agents of evil are here? Wouldn't that bring a balance?
But it's their time. Remember when you swapped the library?
That's true. But they are writing the book of good.
Yes.
Yeah. So
They're writing about us, so we should be exactly where we're supposed to
Right,
be.
and you were not written about. That's the problem.
What? We don't
You're
rate? We're a bunch of schlubs.
Nobody knows
We're
you.
people who know people.
Your book hasn't been published yet.
Interesting.
It's still at the editors.
So I mean,
Are
anyway.
you telling us we should just go away?
Well, no, I can't. I'm just here to maintain balance. While
So
you're here.
where would Drummond be heading to? Like he took this pathway over here out this other, treasury room, whatever you want to call it.
So,
Him and
as
his
far as
statue
I'm
people.
allowed to tell you, he has found his way back out of the city. He is on his way back to Kingsbury.
Well, well, shoot.
So you say Drummond works with you from time to time?
I wouldn't
Or-
say he works with me, more near me.
So he doesn't work for you. You don't.
No.
You haven't hired him for anything.
No, no.
Are you an
But
agent?
he is under the impression that he's serving the better good, or evil, as it were. Most evil think they're doing good.
Yeah.
And most good aren't aware they're doing evil.
Are you an agent of good, or are you just an arbiter?
Yes. I am also very vague.
Sounds like
Kind of picking up on that.
I'm as specifically vague as one can be.
So are the butt mushrooms here any good?
They don't hold an olive branch to the butt olives.
Okay.
I heard the butt mushrooms here were very fragrant.
They are. They're very fragrant. They the people that have grown up here in the city know nothing other than butt mushrooms and butt olives for food and peace, and they don't even realize it's peace as we would call it. It's just balance.
So, is there a purpose for this city being here then? There's an actual.
Once upon a time, there was a purpose.
So these people don't need to be here anymore, technically.
No, if this city went away, it would not affect the rest of the world. But the rest of the world has gotten involved in it because of Drummond, as you call him, and now you.
Well, I mean, if he's not here, we don't really have to be here anymore.
Why? So why are you still here in this location? Because there's ways out of here, obviously, because we got
And
here.
he says a phrase that you've heard before. He says, "It is my time to be here."
I understand that.
And that was if you remember, the whole forge thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you know a
Damon.
griffin? You know this griffin in this Mount Dumas?
The Watcher, yes.
Oh, Laramie gets a wistful.
He said
in his eye.
he says he did not quite care for the name Charlie, but he would have accepted it.
Oh, yeah, I knew it.
I like to call him Merv, but it's just me.
I could
That
see
is his real name.
Yeah, of
I
course.
could see a twinkle in his little saucer eyes.
Full name is Mervalicious,
Marvelous.
but he goes by Merv.
So is there any, I mean, look, I just want Drummond. Maybe you don't care either way. Or do you? Does it matter? Okay, I'll ask you this. Since we're not trying to upset the balance of the universe, if I take out Drummond soon, is that a bad thing? Or does it matter? Does it matter in the wheel of time?
As a matter of frankness, let me say, now that you are here and he is here, fuck it.
I like the way you think, old man.
There's no reason to maintain something that isn't here. I'll maintain it once it is restored.
Okay, so except for the way we came in, we could tell them we came down this passageway. Is there another way out of here that would be faster for us to?
If you go to the well and speak the appropriate words.
What's that?
He'll tell you those. They're
Okay.
magic words, right?
Klaatu,
If I
Klaatu.
say it, it wouldn't do him.
Klaatu, Rod.
Yeah.
I said your word.
There's no place like this.
I don't have any.
What is that down in the
It
well?
sounds a lot like hot pineapple socks. Hot pineapple socks. And you have
I'm
to
afraid I can't say
you have
those
to
words. Somebody else
repeat
is gonna
it
have to say
until you
that.
believe it, or it won't work.
Somebody else is gonna have to say it.
Fake it. till
Yeah,
you
who's
make it.
who's the
Who's the keeper of the well?
yeah,
What is the
yeah,
keeper of the well?
yeah, we had an interesting conversation with that guy.
An old friend who unfortunately fell in the well.
Yeah, I was gonna say he doesn't want to be
quite
in there anymore.
Some time ago, and has grown beyond his ability to escape it. And since he cannot speak the words hot pineapple socks,
Oh.
he is unable to escape. He can only go.
I mean, that's what I heard anyway.
However, he does an incredible job of filtering the water.
I mean, it seems sort of mean to leave him down there, but he seemed very powerful.
He is resigned to his fate, as am I. But again, with Drummond, fuck it.
All right then.
All right.
I say we just get out of here and say the pineapple sucks.
You just hot pineapple sucks. Pineapple sucks.
Although we need to find Trillium.
Yeah.
Is she in this underground location or another location?
She is approximately in the place you will find yourself at the beginning of your next episode.
More mysteries, more riddles.
And you don't know where that
He
is.
is so
yet.
enigmatic.
Yes.
Damn these old wizards and their riddles.
Yeah. I think we should get some of that treasure, bring it back. We can't bring all of it, but we should probably bring it back to town.
Since you've been around for a while, you reckon I give him an example of my power.
Yeah.
This is. You know of any of my kind like me like this?
Yes. Most of them are gone.
Where are we from this world?
You could say that.
Or you could not say that.
Will we meet you again, old man?
Yes. Yes, you will. Once I've finished my business here. I think if you find your way back to the forge, you might find more information about your beginnings.
Okay. All right,
Can you
hot
make any
pineapple sucks it
portals?
out of here.
I can make them, yes.
I mean, could you make a portal in that treasure room over there so we could like shovel it back to town?
It will
Not
take
really.
some time, but yes.
All right. I mean, I don't know if y'all need stuff, but the people in town are struggling, so we could use it.
Yes, the zombie thing was horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing what you know, sir.
Yes, it is. it's very just nonchalant about the whole thing.
Have you ever thought about hosting meditation retreats here? I think some yoga.
Hot yoga.
This place would be
That's
perfect.
why balance is very important here. So yeah, I could have that portal ready in perhaps 100 years. Sure.
Okay. We'll put a pin in that, I guess. But sure. Thank you very
I
much.
see you're in a rush.
Well, got stuff to do, I guess.
Pineapple sucks.
Uh,
Remember these words.
we could just walk. We'll probably be able to catch up with those.
By that time,
Evil.
Drummond will have eaten all the babies.
Drummond eats baby.
What kind of babies?
Why didn't y'all say you eat babies?
Like human
Like,
babies?
I'd be all about going after him.
That's a new thing.
How come no one said it? By that time, he will have reached Kingsbury and begun the next leg of his plan.
All right.
I could imagine. As
Sure,
far
you
as
don't
I
have
know.
to imagine, sir.
I'm imagining it right now.
All right,
Can you see it? It's lovely.
time to get out of the place time forgot.
It is.
All right.
The city has been lost for almost 2,000 years.
Although by the time we get back to Kingsbury and tell people to go pick up their stuff, I'm thinking maybe we should get these people out of here anyway.
Yeah.
They can go live real lives.
I
Although they're probably like Morlocks now and like have light, light
mean,
probably
they're
burns their
probably
eyes.
fine. They like it down here. I do think
Bunch
we
of
should
Morlocks
go,
hanging around.
we should go
Well-
to the treasure place and get some treasure out of there.
Let's at least fill up our pockets.
It has been a place of peace and balance and has been lost for 2,000 years, and you have all ruined it.
I'm sure it'll go
You're
back
welcome.
to normal. I wouldn't worry about it too much.
It can't. There will be generations of people asking, who were those people? What were they doing here? And no, it will never be peaceful.
Have you ever thought of just saying, "Hey, that was an illusion," or "Hey, you were dreaming"?
Yeah, what happened to fuck it?
Well, then you get that was for Drummond.
It's fantastic.
You have the same temper as most of your kind.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell them that we were an illusion, but I'm sure you could, as their mayor, their long-term mayor.
Yeah, they seem like they would listen to you.
Maybe.
I mean, they already think hot pineapple sucks. So,
Well, actually, they like it, which is why all my magic works.
Ah.
Hot pineapple sauce.
Sounds like my kind of place. I'm going to hang on here for a while.
One of the foods is just pineapple heated.
Ugh.
Sounds delicious.
They call it butt olive.
All right.
Okay, I guess we'll get what we can carry,
Yeah.
and hot pineapple sucks it on out. Ugh, blasphemy.
All right, so you get what you can carry, and you're standing at the well, and I need to hear it.
Well,
Because you got to believe it or it won't work.
Pineapple sucks. I said the words. I said your words.
Honor our bargain.
I close my eyes and
So
say,
after you speak the magic words, which only sound like that. By
Yeah,
the way,
right, yeah.
It's
hot,
not
hot
exactly
pineapple
that.
sucks.
Some
Yeah.
type of other language.
Yep. And you do find yourself right outside of the spot where you first entered to go down the long tunnel. So you're, I honestly can't remember how far we said it was from Kingsbury, but I think I usually pick half a day for most of my distances because that means you don't get there like that, but you do eventually get there. So you're about half a day away. Presuming Drummond took the same route, you would be, I would say, 2 to 3 hours behind him.
All right.
So wait, we jump in the well. We're outside.
No, you don't jump in the well. You stand at the well and you
Transport.
proclaim the disparity that is hot pineapple. And then poof, you are outside of the place.
So we're probably 2 to 3 hours behind him, maybe an hour behind the rest of the caravan we let go.
Oh, and just as a note, the mayor makes sure there's nobody around when you do the magic stuff. Just the way it works.
It's not water time.
Yeah. It's not water time. And actually, it's interesting you say it. That's part of the reason why there's certain times they're allowed to be in certain places so that other stuff can happen. Okay. So you get out, and again, if we go from the time that you chased into past the treasure room where the people were, the door got barricaded, to the time that you rightly realize the disparity, which is hot pineapple, that is maybe 2 to 3 hours. And that's how long Drummond has had that head start.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we see the big group of people?
We might be able to catch up to them. But it would probably,
I
maybe
mean,
not,
it's almost the same amount of time.
Yeah.
They were out a half an hour late. Well,
Yeah.
no, let me think about it. They might not even be
Maybe.
out yet because it's miles of marching out and they're tired. And all
They're,
that
yeah,
stuff.
they're not carrying anything.
Yeah. So let's say that they're nearby.
Yeah.
Sure.
We can catch up. That's
Yeah.
All right.
You would definitely see them first because you released them second, but they had no magical means of escape.
Was Lenore in Kingsbury, or did she go back to Velshaw?
She's helping in Kingsbury,
Okay.
helping to get
So at least it's not completely devoid of any people to kick some
No,
ass.
no. There's a fair amount of ass kicking. Yes. Let me make a note of this. And
All right. So the long half-day jaunt to Kingsbury.
Yeah, and if we can,
this
walk
is
with
going
the
to be a
people.
perilous journey, just so you know.
Yeah, we'll make sure.
I'd
we
like to
protect,
undertake a
protect the
perilous
group.
journey.
Yeah, we can protect the rest of the group.
So let's do that. You got 3 people, 3 tasks. Let's,
Ooh, what do I
let's
wanna do this
undertake us
time?
Some perilous journey-ishing.
Are these all wisdomish? Wizard?
They are.
Wisdoms?
Perilous journeys.
I'm pretty
always
good at
so-
the wisdoms now. I'm going to trailblaze because it has blaze in it.
I'm going to pineapple.
I
blaze.
guess I'm not going to. We still on a -1?
It will go away during this time. So let's go ahead and say no for not for this roll.
Oh, I got a 5, so how about that?
Well, sure.
I'm not even going to burn. I don't know. We're getting lost.
it's not good.
It's
You want
kind
to
of
scout?
appropriate.
Yeah,
Let
it makes
other
sense for
things
me to
happen.
scout if that's all right.
Yep.
Oh, a 1 and a 1 on the dice.
Make sure you grab a chip.
All right, you can't. You got to fail too this time.
All right.
Yeah, quartermaster.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be a rough.
I wonder
So
if
you're getting lost.
All the people eating all the food.
Something attacks you without you knowing it, and you're going to starve.
Do I still have a
We're gonna
+1
lose all the
for
people.
food
We are
preparedness?
I'm trying to remember what that was from a couple of cities ago, wasn't it?
Possibly.
Yeah, so I'll say no.
Okay, that's fine.
However, that meant that you were able to feed all of the workers, the captives,
Yeah.
when you were giving them food.
I
You were more
essentially gave
prepared.
them all.
Yeah, and
all
you were
my
more
stuff,
prepared for that.
So
So I was going to treat it that they didn't get enough food and they'd be starving on the way back because you're only 3 people compared to the 20 something that were there. But with that, we'll make it so they didn't starve. It'll just be you guys that starve.
okay.
Maybe. Yeah, you're starving.
That's
Wow, this is the worst journey ever undertaken in Dungeon World.
It is a real
In the
perilous
shed.
journey.
We're real.
No,
tired.
probably in Dungeon World altogether.
It's funny that this is
Ever.
not. This is even more perilous than the journey into Harak.
It is. Well,
At least there's a good reward on the end of that one.
It's only because you've made it perilous. With this. Well, I guess I made it perilous. You made it fail.
It's much too perilous.
I want to go back and face the peril. Okay. Wow. I wasn't thinking about full-on failure. So
Yeah, has that ever happened?
Yeah,
I don't know if that's happened.
Why don't we just have combat till the end of the episode?
I don't know if that's happened.
Perhaps shouldn't have given away all my food.
So they.
people attack
All right.
us, they
So
revolt.
here's where we're going to end up. I'm going to go back to because we ran out of food, and you're kind of lost. It's late the second night of this half-day journey, and the stars, the moon, the sun. It seems like things aren't rising and setting in the right places. The star of Pineapple Sucks, it should be in the western sky, but it's not, at least if west is still right.
Yeah.
There's a general sense of confusion. The people who came from Kingsbury, who lived there, they can't seem to focus on what's the right direction back to Kingsbury. They were sure they were just marched this way a couple of days ago. They're not now, and it's all confusion. Through the first night of sleep, very restless sleep, everyone has weird dreams about weird creatures, bears with tiger heads and lizards with wings and all kinds
Pineapple on pizza.
Oh, no, that's the second night when the nightmares get worse. But in the middle of the second night, well, actually, we'll just pick it as Breton trying to scout. Mm-hmm. While everyone else is trying to rest in a camp, Breton, you are beset upon by what you thought was a wolf, but it has like a Godzilla's head, a big lizard head on a wolf. And it's got a pointy tail that's kind of glowing green with like little wisps coming off it, like every poison game and a poison weapon in every electronic game you've ever seen. It looks like that, and it out of nowhere the thing just charges from the side and bites at you.
Well, that ain't right.
No, not particularly. And you get the distinct impression that your scouting has failed.
Right. So I imagine that I'm not at range, so I would draw my short sword out.
You're right. Yeah, you're right there. You're getting bitten unless you do something about it.
So I draw my sword and then my short sword out,
Yeah.
and then try to get in kind of a defensive mode. So move my body out of the way and go down hard towards its chest.
Okay, let's go with defy danger with dexterity to see if you can avoid being bitten. What you got?
14 total.
Okay, now you're working on a -1.
Then 13 total.
Okay, so
11 on the die.
So fail.
Dice.
Then. Okay.
I'm very dexterous.
Yeah. Okay, so you're able to move out of the way, and this thing just kind of hisses, and there's a drip from the pointed tail, the green glowy pointed tail, and when the drip hits the ground, it kind of sizzles and eats away at some of the vegetation on the ground, and it immediately turns around like as agile as a wolf, but as yucky as a lizard. And it just hisses at you, and the forked tongue comes out of its mouth. What are you doing?
So it's,
What's Cloud doing? How's Cloud feel about that?
Cloud doesn't like freaky wolf things.
Yeah,
Wolf lizard things.
freaky lizard.
Well, first I would call out to try to wake up my compatriots if they're sleeping.
Everyone would at least be resting. Sleep has been rough, which is why we're operating on a -1. You're starving. You're exhausted. You're 2 days into a half-day journey.
Right.
So you're probably groggy, if not asleep. And you hear Breton shout, "What?
What the hell?
Wake up!
Wake up!
All
Wake
right.
up! Wake up! You sleepy heads! Wake up! Wake up! Get out
Freaky
of bed."
attacker! And I would direct Cloud to work with me now to try to take this thing down.
Okay. How you gonna do that?
I'm gonna stick with my sword and then have Cloud has fight monsters as one of its particular
this is
traits.
a monster.
Yeah, and it's also intimidating. So
Yeah.
I'll try to have him kind of come and flank him. Sorry.
Ah, it happened.
Have her come in kind of from one side so I can come from the other side with my sword.
Okay.
So,
What kind of attack are you using? Like, you just stabby?
Yeah.
Are you flourishy?
No, this
I
one
don't
would be...
think- I mean, I always imagine the ranger with a bow, but are you the the Legolas Ranger, all fancy with the weapon, or?
I mean, so it's interesting. In terms of my skills, I should be dexterous with my sword, but I actually almost never train with my sword because I like my bow so much.
Yeah.
So I think realistically, he would just be doing strength, hack and slash kind of thing.
Jumping in, swinging it like a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Kinda. Okay.
It's not my strongest suit.
Okay. Cool. Well, let's give it a hack and slash and let's see
No,
what
it's not.
happens. Oh.
So I rolled 4 + 1 - 1 is 4. When I work with my animal companion, it's not going to help me.
That adds to your damage, right?
It would if I did any
Yeah.
damage.
So let's do this as it grabs your arm and it's very nasty, massive, bitey jaws. A couple of teeth pierce your skin.
Ooh,
It
yeah.
swings its head and the sword flies out of your hand. And Cloud behind it is just kind of avoiding the tail. The tail keeps whipping towards Cloud. This little drippy, acidy tail is waving towards Cloud, and Cloud's just kind of trying to keep out of range of it. You are going to take a D8 of damage.
Oh no.
Oh, 7 on the dice.
Oh, no armor helps you here.
No armor?
No, because it's got a hold of your wrist,
Okay. So 7.
and it's just kind of whipping your arm. and
That's
it
almost
probably
half of my
hurts.
health.
It's probably dislocating your arm, too. That sucks. All right, the other two. You've heard something.
I think he would. I think Laramie would wake up and grab his sword and a shield and just like run off in that direction.
Okay. And Uriel?
I'm gonna wake up and flame on.
Okay.
See what I can. How many
Excuse me.
uses I have.
You wake up and pull a fire out of your pocket. I don't know why. Every now and then I get this image of Uriel as a magician. Like you reach in your pocket and you grab a little smoke thing and you poof. In your hand, there's a little flare.
Cons. That's 12.
And remember, you're working with a -1, which
12.
doesn't hurt in this case. but
11.
We're
yes.
working with a -1.
So I get all my use
Okay.
tags I want.
So what are you conjuring?
I want to do like a flaming spear so I can toss it. I don't have to get close enough to this thing.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna do. I have
Well, you
3.
don't know what it is yet,
I know it's attacking him.
but you don't know what it is or where it is yet.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
I
would
don't
you
know.
conjure a sphere without knowing what it is yet?
Well, I guess I would.
just as a
I would get up and
curiosity.
look around then.
Okay.
See what my,
So you get up and go find Breton.
yeah. Oh, you got dragged off for a little bit, or?
Well, he was out.
Oh.
I treated it as he was
perimeter.
scouting. Yes.
Okay.
Because his scouting failed.
All right. So
This
I guess I would
happened.
go running towards the
Yeah.
noise first then. But
Okay. So during that time, when both of you are running in that direction, I'll give you another opportunity to interact with Liz Wolf. Wolford. Wolford Brimley.
Diabetes. That's what's on his tail.
You
Diabetes.
got full-on diabetes. He's got
The tricks you got up your sleeves.
Oh, I should have used Man's Best Friend last turn.
liquid diabetes.
I could have had Cloud take that hit for me. But that's all right.
Wow.
Can't believe you
That would've made a
did that
big
to
difference.
Cloud.
I didn't realize I had that.
Probably would have killed Cloud.
So you can get ready to get another wolf, I guess.
Oh, jeez.
And then you could turn this thing into your animal companion. That would be badass.
That's pretty cool.
And you could call it Charlie.
All right.
Charlie.
I mean, I think I would. Am I able to back off enough that I could use my bow against this, or am I stuck
It's
with
got
sword
your
combat?
arm in its jaws, so no, not really.
Can I punch it in the face?
Yeah, yes, you could. As a matter of
Probably gonna
fact,
be more effective than my sword at this range.
It might, yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. Bob 'em.
This thing is probably a foot taller than Cloud, and it's got your forearm, your wrist, in its jaws.
So I rolled 9,
9.
probably +1 strength, -1
Yep. Yep.
for 9.
So you're still at a 9.
Is
No,
that 10 would get me a success?
10 plus is a success without consequences, so to speak,
I will use a
without
chip.
penalty. All right.
And
So give me some damage because you're punching it in the head.
Oh,
That's about right.
I rolled 1.
Maybe
Brenton's having a
maybe
rough
you're
time.
holding your punch back a little because you don't want to punch your own arm off. Because if you hit it in the head
Maybe.
hard enough while it's holding your arm,
Plant
that's probably
more.
going to hurt.
Now I would say if your Cloud is attacking it, I should be able to add his ferocity to my damage, so it'd be 3 for what
Okay.
that's worth.
Okay. So Cloud is able to get in under the tail
Mm-hmm.
and chomp at its anus.
Oh,
And
He's eating
that,
that ass like
No.
Grizzly.
that,
Toss a
makes
little
it,
salad?
that makes it screech and open its mouth, which gets your arm out of there. But
Cloud's
that's
eating that
4
ass like
points,
groceries.
right? You did 1 and Cloud did 3? Essentially, you
no,
added
3 total.
3
1
total.
+ 2.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so 3 points. Okay.
Correct.
I didn't grab myself something to write with this time, so I have to type it. But 3 damage so far. Got it.
And
All right, now you guys.
More importantly, I'm away.
Laramie and Uriel see that happen. Punch in the head, bite in the butt.
Right.
This thing. It's about, how tall is Cloud? Because I'm saying it's a foot taller. I figured Cloud's like 3 feet tall-ish. So it's
Yeah,
about
like
4 feet tall.
Pretty big.
Plus the tail. And it's probably from head to tail, tip of tail, it's probably almost 10 feet long.
It's a big thing.
Yes.
So Laramie would hustle in there, has shield up, one hand, and just like jab into the side of it with his sword on the other.
You guys going to do some simultack?
Simultack. I was going to throw the spear thing, but I haven't done it yet.
Did you
So this
conjure
probably
it?
get there a little bit.
Okay.
sooner.
You rolled to do that?
Yeah, that was like, I could keep that, I assume that 11.
Oh, yeah, you keep the roll.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. So you figured out what it was.
Yeah.
Once you close
Yeah.
enough, you saw it, you got it. Okay, so let's do a simultack. Because I think it's, with that just happening, with the punch in the head, Cloud's bite, and then you guys see what it is, and off you go.
Right.
Oh, my.
12.
That's the first 12 today,
Yeah.
isn't it?
12
Or
of the
technically-
dice.
You
technically
guys, had a
13,
group,
but-
you guys had a group 12
Yes.
with 2 6s.
I got an 8. No, I got a 9 with that -1.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm at a 12 with a 9.
Hold on. 8
Yeah,
to a 9 isn't a -1. That's a +1, Mike.
I know. I have a 7 on the dice, and it would
Okay.
normally be a +3, but it's a
All right.
+2, and
All right.
I added poorly.
Are there any chips there to make it a 10?
Yeah.
Are you going to 10 this? You want
Oh
to
yeah, I
make
mean,
it,
if you're
make
gonna
it a
give
big
chips
deal?
away,
Yeah,
that'd be
Yeah.
fine.
All right.
Okay.
Chipping it.
All right. So we got 2 successes. Let's go with describe what you're doing and give me your damage kind of at the same time. So go ahead and roll the damage, but don't tell me what it is yet. That way you can describe how big you think what you did was. Go ahead, Mike.
All right. So yeah, Laramie comes in. His sword sort of has that holy hum.
Okay.
And he like jabs it into the side of it, and there's like a little bit of a flash with the holy smite going off. So
Holy smite.
he has
smite.
13 damage.
Okay, that's a full butt ton.
Full butt ton.
All right, so whenever you do that, and I'm hoping it screams out my, flaming spear right down its mouth.
Yes.
7 points of damage.
It screams and its forked tongue comes
yeah.
out the front, and there's little drippies of acid coming off
Diabetes.
its tail. The diabetes, yes.
Uh-huh.
7 points of damage for the flaming spear.
It's actually pure sugar,
Yeah.
enhanced, dehydrated. No, because anyway,
Almost as sweet as pineapple.
concentrated. That's the word I'm looking for. Concentrated
There
sugar.
you go.
It's like a Monster energy drink.
Oh, yeah.
The
Trying to cut back.
that would fit the green dripping.
Yeah.
It's a monster.
It's full of monster energy drink.
Monster.
The flaming sphere does go right into his mouth. What are the tags that you picked?
So it automatically gets fiery, touch, and dangerous.
Yeah.
I took +1 damage, and then thrown far, and I'll take I get 3. I will do messy.
Okay. So it explodes.
Yeah.
That's
what messy means.
the sphere goes into it.
Yeah.
Into it. And
Cooks it from the
like
inside.
burns right into the middle of it, and then poof.
Right.
It's not harmful to the touch, but you get some wolf gizzard guts on you, Laramie.
I try to roll out of it.
Yeah.
It's mainly in my back, but it's
You get
gross.
a little bit. However, it's not that gross because it's like cooked, cauterized at the
Yeah.
same time.
Uh,
So it's not the kind of meat that you might eat. However, it is
It's candied Lizwolf or whatever.
partially cooked. And the thing, immediately ceases to exist as the creature it was. Breton, you feel like that bite on your arm is probably infected or something.
Oh,
It's like immediately nasty. It's already turning green and pussy and yucky.
You got the diabetes.
I
man. Wish I had a druid here who could heal me.
I would
Full-on
like
diabetes.
to
He's
heal
got
him.
some magics.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think that I will lay on hands because that one actually has remove 1 disease
Lay
with it,
your hands on him.
It's for free.
and I hopefully will have a 10+. Otherwise, it won't be good.
Come on, baby.
Well, I see at least 3 other chips on the table.
Well,
Well,
that's jeez. That's plus
Ooh.
charisma is 0, so
and
that's
we're still operating on the -1.
so that's a 4 on the
Yeah, yeah.
dice. So that's not good. There isn't even a 6- on there. I guess I just don't do it.
Well, a lot of things don't have a 6-.
I mean, the 7 to
because a
9 is
failure
not
is a
great on
failure.
that, but,
Right.
but
Well, I
guess it
mean,
is,
they're
but yeah.
healed. You just take the damage.
Yeah,
Right.
but yeah, so that's even worse than that, I guess. So
Well, is this the kind of thing that Laramie would do? Would Laramie look at Breton being both damaged and infected and take the damage and infection on himself? Because that's what the 7 to 9 does.
yeah, I don't know.
Is
I'm not even on 7
You
to
see
9.
that guy?
though.
But you could be with. I see 3 other chips on the table. 2 of them
Yeah.
being Breton's, who is currently bitten and infected. He's about to turn into a zombie
I mean,
wolf lizard.
I could just sterilize that arm.
Yeah, I could.
You
We
mean
just
that-
take that arm right off.
You mean that nub?
Yeah, I could also see, having had that fail, I can cast a cleric spell. So like it doesn't work, and then I just like try to throw
And what
something
happens
else
when the
at it,
cleric spell fails?
and it doesn't work, and he's just gonna
Do you have
die.
a spell that heals infection?
I mean, cure moderate wounds, staunches bleeding, and
Yeah,
sets
It's more
bones,
just the
so,
damage, but
I
yeah,
mean,
the
Yeah,
disease thing.
he's
That's
infected.
The more, yeah.
In some way.
I mean, maybe
Might
he
turn
could-
into one of those things, man.
I mean,
You
maybe
have
he could
cast
be
insulin.
fine up until the time we get to town.
Give him some pineapple or something.
The way you guys are traveling, you're
hot
never
pineapple.
getting to town. You got to keep that in mind. You're 2 days into a half-day trip.
Yeah, we're pretty
There is
rugged.
no down.
We're gonna sleep for a week after we get back down.
So let's decide if the lay on hands is a failure or not. This is up to you guys because you
So
got
we
the
could-
3 chips
Yeah.
to make it a
But
7.
what happens if we give him the 7? What's the?
The 7 to 9 is
Then I get his disease.
the damage and the disease. So they are healed, but the damage and disease is transferred to the paladin.
And if we don't give you
shouldn't
this,
use
he
our,
just-
we shouldn't use all our chips to just transfer.
yeah, but the thing
disease.
is, if we don't do this, we don't get anything. Nobody gets healed.
Right now, right. Right
It's really
now,
up to you. Do
right
you wanna
now
get healed
it's
or
a
not?
failure.
but aren't we just transferring my damage to him?
Right, but he
who
could.
should be more hardy?
I mean, it seems like a very Laramie thing to do, but at
I
the
guess
same
that was
I
what
time,
guess it's
thought.
kind of both of
Yeah.
your guys' calls. What do you guys want to do here?
So Laramie has how many hit points?
I
I
mean,
got 26.
I
at
think
least.
Brett would not want you to do that.
Hey, wait! I have healing potion. Would that heal the disease or not? Just damage.
Damage as far as it is spelled out. And one of the reasons I wanted an infection is it's not as simple as heal hit points. And you guys have done a really horrible job on this trip so far,
Yes,
so I wanted
the
some
worst.
consequence out of it.
Yeah, we're.
So you're
I
operating
think
at
you
the
should heal my
-.
hit points and we'll take a chance with the disease. You can always kill me if I have to.
All right, so you want me to cast Cure Moderate on him?
Well, I have 2 healing potions. We can technically just give him the points for the. Give him the healing,
Healing
potion for
potion's
the
10.
damage. Yeah, I have 2.
Yeah.
I can just give him one of those for the damage, and then he's got the disease. But that
Yeah.
he could have days, he could have hours, he could have weeks. We don't know.
Yeah.
That's the trick.
Minutes. Excuse me.
And how does it work? Can you try to cast that later? How does that work for that?
Well, lay on hands is just do you do it?
Just
If
keeps
he
trying
got
to
a-
do-
he's got a failure.
Right.
Now I may make it so it's not working again right away because it
Yeah.
failed.
Right.
But you wouldn't know. until
Especially
you
in your
tried it
condition,
again.
like you're so, wherever we're so tired.
Yeah.
we might-
just wiped out, man.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just make sure
It's
you
up
know
to you
you have a
guys.
chip for that, Mike, regardless, because it sounds like it's not going to become a non-failure.
Okay.
And are we going to do the healing potion, or are you going to try and cast a spell?
I guess
It's probably safer to do the healing potion, but it's up to you, man.
I don't know. Let me cast a spell.
All right. Double down on the negative.
Josia really came through with the lay on hands.
Yeah.
Might as well ask
Maybe
again.
Josia needs a nap.
We
It
can do
could be. Your deity's operating on a -10.
What do you cast with? It's a wisdom for the
Yeah.
cleric?
But it's still at a -1, so that makes it a 0. So
So
I rolled a
6.
6 on the dice, so I have a 6.
And what happens
here-
if you take a 7 9?
7 to 9 would be good. So
Right.
I can put my chip back in. And
There you go. You can,
There you go.
you-
So you're
pay
gonna
yourself
get
forward.
2d8. Which watch it'll be 2.
That'd be awesome.
No,
It's all one on one of the dice.
that's an 8
Yeah.
back.
Oh, that gets me back
not
to
so
max.
All right.
Thanks, Josia.
But you got
Thanks,
the idea.
Laramie.
But I guess I'll forget that for now.
All
so
right.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
But I think I'm still dying.
through that night, Breton, you have the shivers and chills, and it's a horrible night.
I'm going to use my Lord of the Flame.
Oh yeah, what
Thing,
does
if
it
I
do?
get ready. So this is kind of like well, let's see if I can even roll it. See if I can even pull this off.
Apparently, if
So
it
it's
sets
gonna
them on
be completely
fire,
useless.
they'll
That's what
be
she
fine.
said.
All right, that's an 11
Okay.
plus wisdom. So I'd be over to
Yeah.
12 even with a negative. All right, so Lord of the Flame. When I stare into the source of fire, looking for answers on a hit. So for the 10, you will give me something new and interesting about the current situation. So I'm kind of looking for answers. There's another way to heal him besides his match. There's something else we could use, whether it's like nature or something else, so he doesn't we're not weeks down the line.
Okay. So when you stare into the flame, you see, and you ask, what is the right way to heal this, essentially. You see representations of magic. You see runes, you see a scroll, you see a magic book open and flip the pages, and when it closes, you see on the back it says dedicated to Hot Pineapple Sucks. And it's a clear indication it's magic that will fix this. And in the next morning, Breton wakes up, and you look down at your arm, and it's like big and infected, and you can see the end of the episode.
And it looks like big chunks of pineapple.
I keep seeing the end of the episode in weird places.
Yeah.
It's weird, man.
Bottom of the well,
Fuck
my
yeah,
arm.
everywhere.
Around the
But
corner.
that will wrap up this one. We're curious to see if Breton can hold on to his arm for the rest of the adventure.
Hope so. It'd be probably hard to
Literally
shoot a bow
and
without it.
Yeah, that's gonna be a rough one.
He
Pull it
could
back
be
with
that,
your mouth.
yeah, or your toe or something like that.
Yeah.
It could be.
Hey, Cloud,
I've seen
hold the string.
I've seen some people shoot with their feet like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but we're gonna wrap this one up,
All right.
and we can all say
Bye-bye.
Au revoir, mes amis.
The preceding podcast was brought to you by One Joe Young. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.